Hey everyone, how you doing today? My name's Kirsty, aka Beth Bookish, and it's time for another round of the Adventurer's Path TBR. I think that's the first time that I've actually got the name of my game right. I pretty much took September off of everything bookish because I did a vlog in, I think it was July or August, where I was reading to try and get out of a slump. Only it didn't work and I ended up in a slump again. This year I have spent 5 out of 9 months in a really bad slump. And it's like, yes, my manga is going incredibly well. I'm nearly at 100 manga for the year, which is incredible. But my 75 book goal, I think I have now reached 30, but barely. It's been very slow. However, thanks to a surprising to me thing, I think it's starting to reverse again. I think we're starting to be okay again, and that is audiobooks. In this last month, I've listened to 3 audiobooks, and it's made me now want to start reading again, and I have started to pick up my reading again, which is fantastic. And to be honest, I wasn't even gonna do my game this month. I did consider just doing a TBR for Gothtober, which is a readathon that I'm doing and I'll talk about in a second. But then I was like, do you know what? In the last week of September, I feel like my reading has picked back up and I'm wanting to read again. So I was like, we will play the game. We took a month off. Let's get back into it and let's talk about it and let's get back to it, because I allowed myself most of August and pretty much the whole of September off. And then I told myself, right, October, we're back. And we are, whether we're reading or not, we're going to be doing stuff again and getting back into things and all of this. So that's what I'm doing now. Anyway, that is a very long ramble. Let's get to the game and let's get to talking. Normally I introduce the game, go do the roles, come back, do my TBR, and then I talk about whatever readathon I'm doing and do that TBR. I'm doing it slightly differently this time. We're starting with the readathon and I'm going to take you through that. So Gothtober was created by, I can never remember her name, but her username is Ladette M, and Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe is a co-host. Because it's Olivia Savannah that I am a follower, subscriber of, and on her Patreon, she's the announcement that I will link below because she's who I get my information from. This is one that I've done for a few years now. It's a readathon where they always come up with this fun little game. We've had various ones. We've had one where it was a summer camp setting and all the prompts were based around that. We had one where it was, last year was it space, I think, a space galaxy setting, and then this year it was an abandoned like haunted mansion setting, and you have this little character. I've got the video here of the game. You kind of go around and you collect the sigils, and these sigils give you your prompts. I was really struggling because when I did the game, I was in the middle of my reading slump. I'm really struggling to even want to think of books. It's not really playing the game properly. You're supposed to play it once and use those prompts. But for my own mental sanity and to be gentle to myself, I was like, I'm going to play it as many times as needed until I have, how many prompts is it? 6 prompts that I feel comfortable and would like to. And I did end up with them. I usually have the rule that when it comes to my game and when I do readathon TBRs, I don't include books that I'm going to be reading for vlog projects. But this time around, I have allowed it again to be kind to myself and give myself the maximum chance of doing good with my reading. For Gothtober this year, there's the 3 that we have every single year, which is an LGBT representation, disability representation, and BIPOC representation. For LGBT plus, I have gone with a botanical daughter. This is an audiobook that I have been able to secure off Libby, and it's kind of like an eco/body horror. And I think, if I remember rightly, because, you know, I film this not checking what things are, but it's got these 2 guys who, I think they're together, they might be a couple, and they're like, hey, we want a child, let's make one, and they create one using gardens. It's kind of like Frankenstein meets Mother Earth kind of situation. And from what I understand, it doesn't really go the way they intended. So I just thought I would go with that. For disability, I have Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. I also have another book by this author coming up. And also hilariously, that's 2 books I now own by the author that I did not pay for myself. One was a gift from Tandem, and then the other one I won in an ARC giveaway. And so it should be currently on its way to me from Australia. Hopefully should get to me in the next week or 2. So I have that. That's why I don't have it physically, because it is currently in transit on its way to me. And this is an autistic main character. Again, it features themes of like eco. This is more gothic horror though, but it's got, again, that foresty setting, and it's basically like the garden is trying to kill you. And I think it's also queer. It's male-male romance. And it just sounds like it's going to be great, which is also great for spooky season. I should have caveated this by saying I've tried to pick books that have a spooky season vibe, especially as I'm trying to read horror a little bit more. So I've picked up Hazelthorn, which will be an ARC that comes out October 28th. And for BIPOC, I have chosen You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Callum Bayron. The audiobook is on Spotify, so I've been able to secure that. Is an author that I've had hit or miss with. I really loved This Poison Heart. Did not love Cinderella is Dead, so this is going to kind of be the tie break for me to see if she is an author that I do want to keep looking at. And this is set at summer camp, where the whole theme of the camp is acting out the scene, like a final girl scene, and acting out a slasher. Only this year it becomes real, and one of the actresses finds herself genuinely fighting for her life. I think it's the first time I've ever read a slasher, so that's going to be interesting. And then for the random, like the standard prompts, we had Damask Wallpaper, which is a floral cover, and for this I have got the book. We have Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews, which, as you can see, florals and gorgeous. I love this cover. It does fall into dark academia, which, as we know, is not a genre that is typically for me, but I am intrigued. It does have gothic, it has horror vibes. It talks about obsession, and you've got these 2 boys at a boarding school, and there is that theme of obsession, and one of them has these monsters that he sketches, but then they start coming to life, and somehow it's linked to the boy that he's obsessed with. Very, very intrigued to see what's going to happen there. I also know that Olivia Savannah is reading this, and I think Jonah's reading it. No, I don't think he is. He's reading Cemetery Boys, which I am extraordinarily happy about. But, and also now terrified because he didn't like Sunbearer Trials. Anyway, next up we had Staff Rooms, which was a large cast of characters, and I have gone with Into the Crooked Place, which features 4. I have actually started this after, 5 years of having this on and off my TBR. I finally started it a couple of weeks ago. I've only read the first chapter, but it is good so far. It's not really Halloween-y or because of the theme or the topic of the book. It's more Halloween-y because of the fact that it has things like bats and stuff inside, and the colour of it and everything. It just gives me spooky vibes. You've got these 4 characters who all live in this criminal city kind of thing, and there's like illegal magic, there's a new magic that hits the streets, and these 4 kind of crooks and not very pleasant people have to come together in order to save their city before this magic wipes everything they know out. Love that. Kind of hoping that I'm gonna love it. Then I pulled Gargoyles, which is monsters, and I did originally think Monster Smut, but then I was like, I actually have a manga series that I've just recently said is one of my priority series, and I now have a couple more volumes of, so I'm gonna go to that because it features zombies, and zombies are monsters, and that is Zombie-Lone. This is a series from like the 2000s following a young girl who can see dead people or people who are about to die, which means that she can help these 2 boys who are kind of zombies, and they have to, as part of their I resurrected you, you now work for me contract to the guy that saved their lives, they have to hunt these monsters, and they force her to help them. And she's like, I don't want to do that. And they're like, you have no choice. And so we're following their adventures together. And so I've got volume 2. I also have 3 and 4. So I'm going to try and get to that. Next up was Pillar, which is an author you trust, and I've gone back to an old favourite. It's been I realise it's been 2, maybe 3 years since I last read this, so I am long overdue a reread. It is one of my favourite books of all time. It's my favourite retelling of all time. I think you all know what it is. Say it with me now. 1, 2, 3, Alice. I thought I still had my paperback copy. Apparently I don't. So I am going to probably annotate this special edition copy. I don't know if I should though. Let me know in the comments. Should I annotate my special edition, or should I get a paperback and have that as my annotated? Because I'm like, I want to annotate and highlight my favourite things, but do I want to do it in the special edition? I don't know. Part of me really wants to, the other part of me doesn't. So let me know. Tell me in the comments what I should do. I need someone to tell me. I can't think for myself. It's a baby. Just a baby. Then we have brewery. I hate this word. Brewery, which is a cozy fantasy, and I've gone for Cursed Cocktails, which features an elf who's decided to retire from fighting and ends up setting up his own tavern. I feel like it's got kind of Legends and Lattes vibes, but instead of it being sapphic, it's gay. We shall see. I should enjoy it. Maybe. I've had hit or miss with cozy fantasy, but I'm looking forward to that. And then the final one for Gothtober was Hidden Rooms. I'm gonna have to look here. Hidden Rooms, which is a book featuring buried secrets. And for this, I've gone with the other book that I won in that giveaway where I said I won Hazelthorn. I also won A Demon's Song by Kelsey Yu. And it's a Phantom of the Opera YA horror, like retelling. And it features a mother and daughter. And it does say on the little sort of graphic that she made to say what's in the book, it said like secrets and family secrets. So I was like, perfect. So again, hopefully that's on its way and I should be getting that very soon. So I have added that. So that is Gothtober. Now on to Adventurers TBR. See, I can't get my own game name right. Adventurers Path TBR. I've continued the pathway where I was, but I haven't like punished myself for not reading the stuff from the time before. We're just moving on and we're going for it. So let's go to the board, let's find out what I rolled, and let's talk through the books that I have chosen. It is like 4 in the morning. I'm having to be very quiet when I film this. I don't want to use up my lives. I want to try and save those. So we will do the standard 6 rolls. Let's just see what we get. Roll number 1. Here's a blank and we have Book Club book. Roll number 2. Ooh, 6. Which is another blank. And is... oh god, why did I even include this? Prophecies. Next year I need to make new cards with prompts I actually will like and use. In fact, I'm taking that one out now. And because I have never picked it, I will never use it. I don't know why it's there. Okay, Nerds and Geeks. Cool. Basically, all of us. Oh, number 3. Ooh, another 4, which means challenge prompt. So if you don't know the rules, I have to fulfill this prompt next month, otherwise I have, no matter how far I get on the next path, I have to restart this path again. And of course it's a 550 page book. Woo! But it means we're finally on the last one of those. 3 more rolls, and if I roll another 4, I've got to add a roll. So please don't roll a 4. Seriously? Seriously? Oh no, seriously? No! Shit. Let's just get this over with. Do I even still have that? I do. Okay. Roll number 5 is also a 5. And is an adventurer's log. So we are reflecting back on round 2 of character creation. So spy, non-fiction or self-development. I think I'm going to be doing some swapsies on this round. Round number 6 is another 5. Don't you dare do a final 5. A blank, which is set during a war, audiobook being the bonus. And then final, do not be a 5. Oh, you like the number 4, you little fucker. Is a 4, which I'm infinitely grateful was not a 5. Because I would have cried. But we're finishing on a blank, and that is blue. Retelling. Okay, well, immediately I'm swapping out spy. I get 3 swaps. Book club book. Oh, tentatively. Okay. So we have friend pick, and we have. Come on. Oh, not much better. Organised crime. So. I think I'm gonna keep organised crime. I'm gonna swap book club for friend pick, and spy. The other option is, same round of character creation, but inventor, which is a steampunk. Oh, I have something for that. Okay, cool. There we go. Thank you, dice, yet again. So the first one I traded out and ended up going for friend pick, and I have decided Mort by Terry Pratchett. As I said, my friend bought me The Devils by Joe Abercrombie in return for me reading this, so I feel like it's only fair that I read this first. Even though I did start The Devils, I have kind of soft DNF'd it for now, so I'm going to read Mort before I get to that. And as I've said before, this is my last chance with Terry Pratchett, so if I don't like this, I'm never reading him again. Mort is a human who ends up becoming Death's assistant. And it says, like, it's a dream job until he discovers that it can be a killer on his love life. So it could be fun. I could have a great time with it. Nerds or Geeks, LGBT bonus, we have a botanical daughter. 90% of scientists are nerds or geeks. We just are. We're stereotyped for a reason. And I've already explained what that book is about, so if you skipped to the game because you didn't care about Gothtober, you're now going to have to go back to Gothtober and rewatch, so. Ha! Watch my whole video next time. I mean, do what you want to do, but yeah. I'm not going to re-explain it. Then I got The Dead End, which was 550 plus page book, and honestly, I wanted to kind of cry because pretty much all of the books I have that are 550 plus pages, I don't want to read right now. Plus, when you are coming out of a slump, I've found that I prefer to read smaller books and build back up to the big books. I don't like to jump straight in because that intimidates me and then I get overwhelmed. However, there is a book that I have gone down the be kind to myself route. There is a book that I have that is not quite 550, it's 532. And I've decided I do not care. I know it's supposed to be the challenge prompt, but I'm being kind. And it's also a book that is going to be in an upcoming vlog. And that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. It's not quite 550, but it is close enough that I do not care. And it's my game, my rules, and my mental stability that is on the line here. We're reading this book. And I'm reading this as my next, I'm not going to say who, but the next person that I'm reading for, where I'm doing my Bookishly Compatible series, this is one of the books that has been chosen for that person. So I need to get to it because I told them nearly 3 months ago now that I was going to start the video and still haven't. Jar of Doom, as we know, I got Betrayal and Banditry, and then I was like, do I even own this book anymore? But yes, I do. And it's got a fae woman who discovers she has magic, is expelled, and I don't really know. She's an elf in exile, he's a prince, and she becomes like this bandit queen, and I think he's sent to try and stop her, and they end up falling for each other. I could be completely wrong about this. You'll have to check out my wrap-up. If I don't DNF it, you'll have to check my wrap-up to see what this book is actually about, because I apparently don't have a clue. For Inventor, we have Steampunk. Technically, the book that I'm reading for this is a gas lamp, which... Steampunk, gas lamp, very similar. There's not a lot of difference between the two. They're both sort of Victorian, they both utilise different things, but from what I understand, Gaslamp tends to focus more on sort of being a Victorian setting that has magical elements, whereas Steampunk usually doesn't have any kind of magic, but does have that technology. It can sometimes have magic, but 90% of the time it doesn't. That's how I understand that there's a difference between the two. So technically, yes, the one that I am going to be reading is a gas lamp fantasy. However, it does have a lot of steampunk elements in there, so I am counting it. And that is The Shrouded Port. I'm very fortunate that I have been accepted to be part of the street team for this book, and I am very excited. My copy of it is on the way. I actually need to email them because it should have arrived by today, and it hasn't, so they said to let them know, so I need to do that. We follow Annika. Her mum's been murdered, and so she's decided she's going to hunt down the person who killed her mother and get revenge. The reason her mother was murdered is because she was smuggling in an illegal magical weapon into the city. So Annika dives into the city, discovers that things are a lot more messed up and dangerous than she expected. So now she's caught between a gang that is extremely dangerous and a corrupt police force who would rather kill her than save her. And it means that she possibly, her only way to kind of survive, it may be to go to the killer and ask for help and team up with them. So this is going to be very interesting and intriguing. I'm hopeful that I'm going to love this one. There's me and 24 others. I'm on the street team for it, so I'll be doing more videos and stuff on that soon, and I'll be talking about it a lot more over on Instagram that I don't ever plug. I do have an Instagram, and I'm trying to be much better at it and more aesthetic with it, so please do go check out my Instagram and support me over there too. It's linked below. And then finally we have retelling, and I am just crossing over with Gothtober with Alice, so I'm going to be rereading my favourite retelling, which I am so excited for. Does mean that I missed the bonus. The bonus is an audiobook, but whatever, we don't need bonuses. We don't need help. And then just a few little mentions of extras. I will be continuing the My Hero Academia journey. I haven't read any since my last update, but I am on volume 23, about to start 24, so I will hopefully be continuing that next month. I also have a vlog planned where I will be reading these 3 Dark Academia books. The plan was originally to read these in September, only September slump, and so I have pushed it to October, and I'm still hoping to try and get it in the first week or two. So I do have 3. I've been told they are Dark Academia. They came in a box set of 3 Dark Academia novels. So I have hope, but I've got 3 of those, and I have been able to source audiobooks for all 3. So that is good. I'm thinking of trying is it Libro FM? There's a subscription thing that I'm going to try, and 2 of these 3 books are on it, and then Spotify has the other one. And then, like I said, I've got my Bookishly Compatible coming up, where I've got another friend lined up, and I have things like The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, A Man Called Uwe, and more. That was quite an extensive TBR, but I feel like I'm trying to make up a little bit for the amount of time that I've lost. And I'm feeling excited. We're coming into my favourite reading season, and I will be filming a bit of a life update soon because some stuff has been going on, and for like the first time in months things are going upward, and that includes a new medication that I've been put on for my migraines that's actually working. Anyway, that will be in a life update. I'll be talking way more about that, but yeah, in the meantime, let me know what you have reading plans for in October. Are there any readathons that you are taking part in, and what is the book you are most excited to get to? In the meantime, I hope you're all good. I hope you're staying safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!